What's up, everybody? Saying Army. Right now it's about 11:30 p.m. I was supposed to work out with a subscriber tonight. I actually posted it on my personal Facebook, so any peeps from Hawaii that want to work out, add me on Facebook, facebook.com/MattKeto, my name. And that's where I'll be posting if I need a workout partner. So I was supposed to work out with a subscriber. That kind of fell through. Not surprising because it's so late. I mean, yeah, it's like 11:30 right now at night. Gym's actually pretty busy right now. Like the parking lot was pretty packed. And I'm looking in the gym now. There's the gym. And there's actually a decent amount of people considering it's 11:30. So yeah, I'm gonna record myself tonight. Really exciting workout today. We're hitting the overhead press. I'm just dying to get 225 on the OHP. It's a huge goal of mine, just like the 315 on the incline. So really want to grind today so we can shine tomorrow. So sipping on some C4 watermelon in my watermelon cub. Swag. But yeah, feeling good. It's hitting me hard right now. I'm getting itchy. I'm gonna go foam roll. I'm gonna finish this up. I'm gonna go foam roll and get my ass in there, start warming up, and we're gonna kill it. So I'll see you guys in the gym. Alright, what's up everybody? So, overhead press day today. And today's video I'm gonna talk about my programming to get that 225 overhead press, because that's my next goal. That's the next thing that I want to hit super duper badly. Excuse me. So right here I warmed up and I'm hitting 170 pounds. My estimated 1 rep max for this training cycle for the overhead press is 210 pounds. So 75% of that, 80% of that would have been 168. So I just bumped it up to 170, and that was extremely light. So I was like, screw it, let's take off those little 2.5 pound cookies and throw on some 10s on each side. So this is 175 pounds on the second set. So today's workout is 7 sets of 5 reps. First set used 170 pounds. The rest of the sets is all 175 pounds. And everything feels really good. Like my overhead press has never felt so good ever. And this is the first cycle that I'm actually training for the overhead press. So I really think this is going to be a good lift for me. And this is something that I can really progress at. I'm not going to be the next Matt Okus in the overhead press, but I think 225 pounds overhead press is definitely coming soon. So that pushes my 1 rep max to estimate about maybe 215 pounds or so at 80%. And here I switched up the angle. Sorry if the angles are kind of weird here. I don't really record myself ever, so I'm just kind of throwing the camera wherever I can. And if you look at the bar path, I wanted to film from a side angle just to watch my bar path. And it gets a little bit sloppy towards this last couple of sets. Let's talk about my gear that I'm using. So I use my wrist wraps. I have those thin Chris Jones kind of wrists. If you look, my wrists are really thin. Like I can wrap my hands over and then some on my wrist and cover pretty much my fingernail. And yeah, I have really thin wrists. I don't have any wrist problems, but the wrist wraps are more of like a preventative measure, because I know people who press heavy weights and who eventually their wrists, it adds wear and tear on their wrists. So that's the reason I use wrist wraps. My weightlifting belt that I'm using for the overhead press is because overhead press puts lots of pressure on my lower back, and because I have a lower back problem that I've been dealing with since I was 16, it inflames really fast. So I noticed the belt helps me keep my core a lot tighter, gives me something to push my core into, and I noticed that after my workouts my lower back isn't as tight. So here's my 7th set on the overhead press. I kind of let the whole film go straight through just to show you guys my setup and everything. I still do the same thing as my incline bench press, where I kind of close my eyes and envision my last set, and I kind of pump myself up. You see me jumping around, like to stretch out my lats on the bar and shake the bar. Here you see me throw the bar at the rack and fail. So this rack, as you can see, is rubber coated, and I'm just not used to it. All the racks I normally use are metal, so I can just throw the weight at the rack. So if you use a rack that's rubber coated, do not throw the weights at. That could have ended up badly. So I left that in just to share that with you guys. But yeah, 6 sets with 175 pounds, 1 set with 170 pounds overhead press, and it's feeling awesome. So I use the wrist wraps, the belt. Last thing I use is chalk. So you can't see it, but before every set I'm kind of chalking up my hands, and I feel like chalk makes a big difference, especially if your hands sweat a lot or you're just using a slippery bar or the knurling sucks on your bar, which happens to be most of the bars that I use. So yeah, I like to use chalk, and I always chalk on my hands, chalk on the bar. If your gym does not allow chalk, I would recommend like liquid chalk. It's kind of gross. It kind of reminds me of Replacements, where you put that sticky stuff on his hands and he says it looked like he jerked off an elephant. That's kind of what that that keychain chalk reminds me of, but it's still better than nothing. So I highly recommend chalk for the overhead press and the incline bench press, which is what I use it for both. So after that, we moved into a pull exercise because that was push. We did the T-bar rows. I don't like that T-bar row machine because it's really high and you have to keep your feet on the pegs. But it was okay. I did three sets of that for 10 reps. After that, just did some flies. I'm not really trying to hit chest too much. My chest is a strong point, as you guys know. So I just did 2 sets of 15 reps. Now it's weighted pull-ups. So this is with 50 pounds. I did 4 sets of 8 reps. Following that, tricep push-downs. And tricep push-downs, I just did 3 sets of 15 reps. I'm keeping the reps high. And my reps, I'm kind of just playing with my rep scheme. On days where I feel like I'm going heavy, or on days I feel like going heavy, I'll go heavy. And on days like this, where I just feel like going light because I did heavy overhead press and all those sets, I just felt like getting a little bit more hypertrophy work. So that's when I go into the higher rep ranges, the 12 to 15 rep ranges. And following that, just did some barbell curls. This gym actually has 100-pound barbells, which I really like. My gym back in New York, their barbell only goes up to the 85, so I decided to go for the 100s. That I did 3 sets of 8 reps with a little bit of motion. I was cheating a little bit, not too much, but still keeping everything nice and tight. When you do the barbell curl, cheat from your legs. Always cheat from your legs. I like to bend my knees if I'm going to cheat. Never try to cheat with your lower back. Everyone will see the picture of Arnold where he's like, he's doing his cheat curls, his back's like, almost like he's doing a bench press. It's ridiculous. I would not recommend that. That's a good way to fuck your shit up. I would recommend cheating from your legs and just bending your knees and bouncing the weight up. If you gotta cheat, there's nothing wrong with cheating, as long as you feel that contraction. Finishing off, this is my favorite rear delt exercise, the bent over flies. Rear delt flies, I'm using 30 pounds, 3 sets of 15 reps. So comment below, let me know what else you guys want to see. 225 overhead press is coming soon to my YouTube near you. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Aloha.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000!